Hey guys, what's up? My name is TechnoTuner and I'm here today with a new deck profile. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mannadium. This deck is very combo intensive. It is a very explosive board setting and can enable you to do a lot of different things. It's also based off the Visa Starfrost lore and incorporates a lot of the changes that go through the story. If you guys would like to see more of this content, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe so I know what I can look forward to towards building and or improving. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right on in and see what you guys think. All right. So first up, we have two Visa Starfrost. If this card is in your hand, you can target one monster you control with a different type and attribute than this card. Destroy that monster. And if you do, special summon this card. You can only use the effect of Visa Starfrost once per turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make this card gain attack equal to half the original attack or defense of that monster, whichever is higher, your choice if tied. So, he's very beneficial in this deck, as well as the next few, which is Visa Samsara. His name technically becomes Visa Starfrost while on the field or in the graveyard, which helps you with a lot of plays. You can target any number of Visas monsters that are banished and in your graveyard and or on your field. Shuffle them, those Visas monsters, into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, this card gains 400 attack for each monster you shuffled with a different original name. You can use this effect of Visa Samsara once per turn. If this card you control would be used as a synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. So in theory, you could technically use Visa Starfrost and Samsara to go into a level 10 because they are both tuners, but if you're using him for a non or for a synchro monster, you can also treat him as a non-tuner, which is really nice. Up next, we have the 3 Scareclaw Reichhart. Reichhart is our Scareclaw searcher, our way into getting the actual field spell for the Scareclaws. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Scareclaw spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Then if 3 or more defense position monsters are on the field, you can draw one card. You can special summon this card from your hand to your main monster zone, adjacent to a Scareclaw monster you control or in its column. Which is great when we get into the extra deck because I do run the rank 1, which does count as a Scareclaw, which allows you to just keep comboing off. Up next, I have 3 Mannadium Heart. Mannadium Heart's actually really great because he lets you get off your Mannadium Meek, Torrid, and Fearless effects, which pretty nicely and pretty easily. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one Mannadium monster you control, or one monster you control with 1500 attack and 2100 defense, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Mannadium card from your deck to your hand, except Mannadium Heart. So basically, he lets you get more of these Mannadium cards and other Visas plays into action, whether it be from banishing them for a Visa or a Vicious Astrolabe, or off of Revival for other effects. But the main target that you're going to be hitting is Mannadium Meek, because if you control a Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 or 1200 defense, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Mannadium Meek once per turn this way. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, aka Mannadium Heart, Visa Starfrost, one of those two, or any other battle or card effect, you can special summon Mannadium Meek from your deck. Then you can, so you can leave it as level 2, or you can increase it to level 4, increase its level by 2, so go from 2 to 4. I do play the 2 Torrid, which basically lets me get into my Meeks because it's also got the same effect where if I control a monster with 1500 attack or 1500 attack and 2100 defense, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. If it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Mannadium Tuner from your deck, which is really great because it lets you get Meek or Torrid or the one Fearless. I do run Fearless because he is a great way in case I do draw into Meeks and I need another tuner onto the board, because there's ways to recycle these guys. If you control, he has the same summoning condition as Meek and Torrid, with if there's a Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense, special summon this card from your hand. However, when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Mannadium Fearless from your deck. Also, during the battle phase, this turn, synchro monsters you control gain 500 attack. I did run 2 of him. However, his pop effect doesn't really come up that much because I usually use him as an access point if I need to get Torrid rolling. Then finally, for the rest of the monsters, I do play some hand traps. I play 3 Ash Blossom and 2 Nibiru, the Primal Being. This just helps me keep in interaction with my opponent. If you don't want to run hand traps, I would recommend upping the Fearless and Torrid. So up Fearless to 2 and then up Torrid to 3. It's very beneficial if you just want to cut a 1-in-1. So if you want to cut Nibiru completely, or if you want to cut Ash Blossom, you could fit in some spells or effect veilers or whatever you feel like. Up next, I do have the 3 field spells, which are Peaceful, Planet, Calarium. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Mannadium monster or Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand. Light monsters you control gain 100 attack for each tuner you control and is in your graveyard. If a face-up tuner you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it. You can use this effect of Peaceful Planet Calarium once per turn, and you can only activate 1 Peaceful Planet Calarium per turn. So if you get another and you have 2 in hand, you can only activate 1. You can't activate the other. For the pops, however, or swap off with field spells, I do run the primitive Planet Reichphobia. When this card is activated, you get to add 1 Scareclaw monster. So this gets you your access directly to your Scareclaw Reichheart. Or Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand. Monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack or defense for each defense position monster on the field. If 3 or more defense position monsters are on the field, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it, which is pretty nice if you need an interruptible pop. Up next, I play the 2 Mannadium Imaginings. This card is very helpful. You can reveal 1 Mannadium monster or Visa Starfrost in your hand, draw 2, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can banish this card, then target 1 monster with you control 1500 attack and 2100 defense. Treat it as a tuner until the end of this turn. So if you have Reamheart and Scareclaw out on the field, but you have no way of synchro summoning, that is a way to go ahead and turn one of them into a synchro tuner. Well, not a synchro tuner, but into a tuner for a synchro summon. Next, I do play the 2 Mannadium Abscission. Target 1 monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, add 1 Peaceful Planet Calarium from your deck to your hand, and if you do control a Peaceful Planet Calarium, you can add 1 Mannadium spell or trap instead, except Abscission. You can banish this card from your graveyard, especially 1 Visa Starfrost or 1 monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense from your hand. You can only use its effect once per turn. It's very beneficial because I don't run terraforming in this deck, as it just doesn't really offer the same amount of play as you can with the Peaceful with Mannadium Abscission, because you could pop a Meek, a Torrid, or a Fearless, get the Peaceful Planet Calarium, and then Meek and Torrid will trigger. Fearless won't in this case unless you're running a second one, but still, it will get you at least a monster on board to work with. Now, the last part of the engine cards I do run that are known for the lore is Scareclaw Arrival. You can target 1 Scareclaw monster or Visa Starfrost in your graveyard, special summon defense position. If a Scareclaw Link monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can use this effect of Scareclaw Arrival once per turn. So it's just a great way to revive Scareclaw Reichheart if you need to. For the rest of the spells, I play 2 Cosmic Cyclone and 1 Reinforcement of the Army, as a lot of them are warriors. Cosmic Cyclone is just better for banishment off of spells and traps than most other trap pops, such as Twin Twisters or Mystical Space Typhoon, even though, hilariously, they are making a Mystical Space Typhoon deck that allows it to negate. Up next, we do play for traps, 3 Infinite Impermanents and 1 Mannadium Reframing. Mannadium Reframing is essentially a searchable card. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated, while you control a synchro monster, negate the activation. If you have a Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1500 attack and defense, on your field or is in your graveyard, you can destroy that negated card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target up to 3 Mannadium monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, which is actually very beneficial. Note, it does say deck and not extra deck, so you cannot target anything from your extra deck to shuffle back. Infinite Impermanence is really great, just a basic negate. That's all for the main deck. So, what do we run for the extra deck, though? Well, for me, I run 2 Vicious Astrolabe. Given Kashtira format, I always needed a way to pop cards, and running 1 was not beneficial. Astrolabe, it must be first special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your field or graveyard, which is a Visas Starfrost, or a monster known as Visas Starfrost, and a monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense. It cannot be destroyed by battle. This card is special summoned. Target one other monster on the field. Destroy it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to half that monster's original attack or defense, whichever is higher. So during my time playing this during Kashtira format, it was very helpful getting around like Fenrir or something like that, because it would pop the card and then I could gain the attack to swing over something else. Yes, it did get banished in some cases, but it was still allowing me to play around and interact. Up next, since we do play at least 5 field spells, I play the 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. Just very beneficial, especially if I need another special summon of a level 4 or lower when I control, or when I'm going first. I do play the 1 Mannadium Triscuta. Sorry, can't say that name for life of me. If this card is synchro summon, you can target 1 level 2 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, but negates effects. You can target any number of tuners you control, change their levels to 2. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. This is just a great way to go into the next monster because it lets you revive either Meek, Torrid, or Fearless, and then go directly into either Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon or one of the other two, which is Visas Tara or Psyframe Lord Omega. Stardust allows us to basically continue up the combo to go into a level 10, as when it's synchro summon, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower tuner from your graveyard. Then during the main phase, quick effect, you tribute this card, special summon 1 Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. It's treated as a synchro summon. Then immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material. For the rest of this turn, synchro summon using monsters. Okay. For the rest of this turn, the monsters synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activate effects. I did cut the Stardust Dragon for Psyframe Lord Omega. It's just higher availability because I can rip 1 card out of my opponent's hand and also recycle back some banished cards. Visas Tara, which is really, really great because that's your Mannadium spell or trap searcher. Its name also becomes Visas Starfrost on the field, which can help in the Vicious Astrolabe department. If this card is synchro summon, you can add 1 spell or trap that mentions Visas Starfrost from your deck to your hand during main phase. You can destroy 1 monster you control. All synchro monsters you control will gain 800 attack this turn. Now, what do I run for the level 10s? I run the Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Cheng Ying. He's just a big beefy boy. Works. For each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense. If this card would be destroyed by battle or would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead. If a card is banished except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card from both your opponent's field and graveyard, and you can only use this effect once per turn. It's really nice getting rid of creatures or cards that are troublesome in the graveyard or on the field that you can't usually destroy or bounce. Next, I do play the 1 Bestial Dispater. Just does help. You can target 1 banished light or dark monster, special summon it to your field. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target 1 banished card, shuffle it into the deck. Then if you shuffle it into your deck, destroy that monster. If you shuffle it into your opponent's deck, negate that activated effect. It's just a great way to get either a negate or a quick destruction. Then there's Mannadium Prime Heart. A lot of people don't really run him. He is very beneficial, at least from the builds I've seen. Not many people run him. It's 1 tuner plus 1 or more tuners plus 1 light monster, or 1 or more. Yeah, 1 light monster. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of tuners used for its synchro summon. If this card was synchro summoned using a Mannadium tuner as material, your opponent cannot target it with effects. If this face-up synchro summon card is in its owner's control, leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect or card, you can special summon 1 of your monsters with 1500 attack and 2100 defense, or Visas Starfrost that is banished or in your graveyard, which is very, very helpful. Just makes it to where you get a 3k body on the board that does swing a lot for a lot of damage. Then, for the rest of the extra deck, I do run 2 Scareclaw Light Hearts. Right Heart plus this is just, well, allows you to enable to keep going. Because you go Right Heart into Light Heart. Light Heart gets you a Primitive Planet Reichphobia from your deck to your hand. And then if you control a Visas Starfrost, You can special summon this card from your graveyard. Basically allows you to go into Vicious Astrolabe a little bit easier. But yeah. From there, I do run the 1 Cross Sheep, the 1 IP Masquerena, and the 1 Access Code Talker. IP Masquerena is just a quick way to go into Access Code, make it a 43 beater with where it can't be targeted by card effects. Cross Sheep is just a great way to revive back a monster, and Access Code is just a great way to finish out the game if I need something bigger than 3k or 3500 to really just swing over or take care of bigger monsters that are an issue. All right, aside from that, that's all we got for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I'll have more content like this coming out, hopefully in the future. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?